Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel, Farm 26. And previous video, we got pretty much everything down to injector pump, injectors, turbo and manifold. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Today I'm kind of hoping, I wanted this line out of here, but I got to get into the cab, so I might just work around him for today. He's going to be my fun one. I actually might even end up having to get a bigger angle wrench. You can get to them, but it's difficult. I know I don't have that angle wrench. But anyways, today we're going to try and get this off. Turbo. Manifold is actually all loose. It's just on there for ease of working on the turbo. Get our injectors out, and I forgot my paint pen at home. Let's see if we get the cover off, pulley off. Hopefully I got it scooted off. We're into internals. We'll see how far we get. I don't know how many interruptions I'm going to get today. If anyone's curious how much time I've actually got into this right now, I did just add it up. I'm about 12 and a half hours, and that is including power washing. I think book on this is real close to 40 hours for what we're going to do, and I'm going to try and keep a running track of that, and you're going to see that we're going to put more time into it than that. But I think the difference is going to be the quality of the work when we're done. I don't like to do things halfway. Yeah. Well, let's get you on the other side, and we're going to take some turbo off. I like to know what I've got in there for. And I just kind of thought I'd start out a little slower today. We will go into fast mode in a bit, but now I'm kind of curious. So this is the first European Ford that I've worked on, and I know there's not a lot of difference, but what I'm kind of curious is if anyone knows how they actually did that. Did they cast in the U.S. and assemble? Were they completely separate engines? If anyone knows that kind of information, yeah, put her on a comment. Like I say, that I've worked on one other TW, and up to date it was a TW10, and that's as new as I've really worked on with the Fords. Well, I shouldn't say that. I did work on a Genesis, but that wasn't, anything major. That was okay. We got one ready to go, I think. And we're going to put our 14 on and see if anything moves. Oh, look at that. He's going to come. I don't know how much fun he's going to be coming, but... And yeah, the stud's probably going to be junk. Well, that's why I grabbed a 13. I know a 13 isn't quite. Well, we might end up zipping that off yet. Nope. Well, let's get the other one red. Well, we're gonna go red on this one again. It will break rust. Actually, I kind of wonder if I shouldn't keep going with that one. Too many choices when you got two of them that oh, went and did it. Bumped my handle. Or bumped my valve on my handle. Alright, get him back red again. Actually, I'm more worried about that stud than the nut. But we'll get it all red. Bigger nut should grip the wrench a little better. Alright. Well, let's get them hot again. I guarantee you I'm going to get a comment somewhere. Oh, you're melting the poor thing. Well, guess what? It's junk. If you honestly think I'm going to try and save this stud, what I'm trying to not do is snap it off. That way I can actually remove the dang thing. I don't care how many times I got to heat it. I don't care if there's no, you know, I don't care if the properties go. I really don't. They're going new. All right, let's get this one red again. See if we can do something with him this time. I'm gonna have to get him red, and I'm gonna have to hammer something on him. Get him real red. That way that heat soaks for a bit. Does me no good if it all just gets cold immediately. And if we crack the turbo, guess what? It's already broke. We haven't broken anything anymore. I mean, sure, it's still operating, kinda, but it's on its last leg. All right, work fast. Well, let's see. Likely have to 13 impact. Gut ground. Let's try one that's a little lower first. I got a metric set that's got some time on it. Oh. There's something moving, I don't know what. It isn't much. Well, let's see what moved. Okay, it is the actual stud, so, or the actual nut, so. Well, they're hot again. I think that other one, the threads are gone off it now. We'll see what we can do with him. But at least he's about. There. Glowing a bit. Give someone 50 cents to touch that. Just kidding. I wouldn't want anyone touching that. All right. We're getting closer. Let's see if that. That's hot. I gotta get a butter. Thought I could be Mr. Johnny on the spot, but Yeah. There. Well, we're getting closer. Get him off the floor. That way, that nut. That way I'm not stepping on him. Down to one that we know is loose. I kind of let him cool to see if he would walk because he wasn't coming off. He kind of started spinning. Yeah, well, okay. Got a solution for him. Pry bar. There. And, oh yeah, maybe we can reuse him. You'd be surprised. I'm gonna try and get that in there. He's still a little warm. But, if it would focus. Ah! He is a little warm. There's still some, man, you guys can't really. There, well there's, no, he's gone. There's more thread in there than I thought there would be. Well, with that, there, one turbo. And I am still on the fence whether or not I decide to try. I've always said that I should try one sometime. I don't have a lot to lose here. Most people don't. Wonder if I got a vice grip to try and get them out. I know I do at home, but I'll be honest with you. The shop, and this is the shop that I do some work on it, and it's not far from home, but it's not at home. Yeah, we're going to deal with them later. My vice grips are all home. All right. Well, I think I'm going to put you guys back into fast mode, and we'll get this side stripped out. So I don't know if you guys just noticed that or not, but I just put a straight edge across here. What you can find is, and it's more on your manifold than here, but I'm already starting to look at what needs to go to the machine shop, and I know we're not even apart. But you can find where it's eating away, and there's valleys where your manifold ran. This one actually doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna have to wire wheel it. Or, you know, you can clean it many different ways, but I'm going to wire wheel it. And I got to check it again, but so far this surface is looking good. Manifold, I don't know, I can deal with him, and I do have a small machine shop, and I can deal with him in there. And that's not a big deal either way. But, that's this side done. Now here's one that really depends on what you are. If you got the oil filter adapter on these Fords, do you have to take it off? Probably not. I was really looking for silicone in there. Is what the biggest reason why I took it. I want them off because I want them clean, but you know, let's just say that you know your rings are about shot and you got a compression issue. well, and you're doing an end frame, well, do you need to take it off? Probably not, but I'm a little different that way. Well, let's see if I can get this to focus. There you go. I think something's been hitting it. Or something hit it. Well, I just thought I'd keep you live for a second here. So I'm going to number injectors, but here's the deal. I really don't need to, because I'm going to rebuild these injectors, and I'm going to rebuild them myself. But what I want is, when I go to test them, I want some way to say, hey, this come from here. And I don't want to stamp them, because let's just say I do get to the point where I decide that this engine is crap. Well, I got good cores out of it. It's not all crap. But, to be honest with you, there's going to have to be some, I mean, yeah. If this engine's crap, it's not for what you're thinking. It's because the block is junk. And then it's a matter of just what I can find, you know. Sometimes the guy's better off to buy a whole damn engine. Sometimes you're better, I mean, yeah. We're not that far yet. We don't even pay to make assumptions. Wish to have my paint pen. Sharpie just not a good deal. Matter of fact, this is bugging me enough where, well, I got two things bugging me. So I'm out of floor drag. And while I don't have to be perfectly clean, I hate walking around in oil. And yeah, some oil gets on the floor. All right, I'm going to make a trip. So, found our first bit of not so good. Well, you shouldn't be able to do that yet. And just trying to grab the valve real quick to see if there's anything on it yet. No, the valve might be there yet. But yeah, that's not a good one. I've never seen a valve drop for no good reason this short from it. Got to remember, this engine was supposed to have been overhauled like 400 to 600 hours ago. I can't remember what he said it was. Well, the guy I bought it from. But I'm going to try and get you here. Your keepers have absolutely no ridge in them whatsoever. And our rotator, I mean, normally you can't pull them apart, but our rotator is cracked into two pieces too. So, yeah, we're looking at a whole new valve train, which, you know, it's disappointing, but on the other hand, I'm going to know what I have here. And I am not afraid to do stuff like this right. But, yeah, we're going to keep these off for now. But one thing I don't do as far as right and old time is there is a spring compression tool that measures these springs. If anybody would know where one of them are, I've actually been looking for one for quite a while and I just haven't come across what I want. I've seen some real, special ones. And when I mean special, someone thought they'd try to fix them. And there really isn't a lot of fixing to them. Missing pieces and gauge, because you need the scales and everything. Otherwise they're junk. But anyway, I think I'm going to get back to it. We're getting down to head bolts. All right. Well, so I've got some good news, and I don't know if you can tell through the time lapse or not, but it turns. So all that did happen is it did drop the valve. And that was the whole stopping. That was the whole knock knock and done. And now we know why it was kind of quick in coming and whatnot. I am still a little suspect on the build of this, or the rebuild of this last. I was kind of scratching around. I can't find any make of pistons in it. Yeah, I don't know what I want to replace or not now. I mean, obviously I got some major head issue. Well, it's right there. Major head stuff to do. That head's actually kind of chunked out, and I was just kind of waiting to get it on bench. But you take your piston top, they're by feel right. I don't think the rod bent, which is a good thing. I mean, I definitely need a new piston, and I can't really move you guys, so I'm going to try and zoom in. I don't know how well you can see or not, but you can see the carnage on the top. It's not looking good. Matter of fact, I was kind of debating on how I my flywheel off, because we're still taking it apart. I don't care. I mean, I might not put as many pieces into it as I was kind of expecting off the get-go, but at the end of the day, I want to make sure that crank is straight, and I've got a piston to replace. I'll probably do all 6 because I'm just, yeah, I'm kind of that way. I might, you know, save the 5 as, you know, I'm not sure if these are the same as the 268 or not, but I know some of these Ford pistons are getting hard to find in some of the newer ones, like the generation of the TWs. So, and I know Ford did a lot of swapping around, but yeah, there's part number on them, and you know, not saying that, you know, they're great or anything. I know this one's ham, but they should be fairly low hour pistons. So I don't know. We'll see what's of what. However, this thing did run with what I'm going to call lower oil pressure, and I don't know if it was just the gauge that was put in the dash not quite right, or if it actually is lower pressure. But so we're gonna keep pulling this apart. I just hope I don't have to buy a whole new head, because that, like these, a lot of this is pieces of the head. Not real thrilled. Well, we'll carry on. Well, I thought I'd give you some live action there. You know, other than turbo, there hasn't been a lot. But we're going to zip our pan off. And I do use air. Just sometimes you're better off without it. You know more if you can actually feel things. As far as stretch goes. You know, it might be one thing if it's all brand new stuff, but there are too many people that just, oh, well, I got air in, out, everything, and I'm not going to say that I've never over-torqued nothing. Yeah. Thing we got to remember, this is, what is this thing, an 83? So it's dang near 40 years old. How many times has it had some not love, you know? There. Well, let's see what our bottom ends up being. You know what, I think I'm going to shorten that too. Just a little. I'm not going to do anything to make it easier on myself. Well, there is silicone in the oil screen. There is. Everything else looks, I mean, as and when, you know. All right. Whoa. Well, back door. Yeah, I'm going to be out of 9 or 3/8 nuts though. Let me tell you. The reason why I do that, put them in there, is I don't know how soon I'm going to be done with this. And there is stuff in between. I'm still, well, I tell you what, this year's a pretty tough year. And I get a kick out of some of these guys that are screaming, oh yeah, great year, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's not. I hate to be a downy, or, you know, I don't want to be down and whatnot, but inflation has went a lot faster than the commodity price. And the U.S. hasn't even seen the inflation yet. And it is just a struggle to just keep floating. I got a feeling America's going to be in for some pretty dang tough times in the near future. And I think it can boil down to pretty much just corporate greed. I can't see any other reason for it. I mean, say what you want about Washington, and I don't want to go there. That's not what this channel's about. All right, but anyway, back to it. Whoa. All right, back to go fast. That's enough of that. Well, cam's out. I'm going to leave the lifters in for right now. I've got to get a dial bore gauge. So I'm trying to figure out why number 6 dropped a valve. It could be that this bore was not machined quite right. And what I mean with that is you need to run your back bore a touch bigger than, hey, there's a little tiny chunk. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's a chunk out of it or not. But anyways, I think my rods are all right. They don't look nothing. Well, I shouldn't say that. My rods are all mismatched. There's at least 2 different engines in rods. Oh, there, rods are in there. There's at least 2 different engines of rods worth in there. The crank is 1010, or cut 1010, which isn't a big deal. I was kind of thinking that I might have seen a little bit of silicone in these. So far I haven't found any. Well, I shouldn't say I haven't found any. I found it in there, but not enough to say, yeah, this is plugging your oil system. I really am getting kind of nervous with this whole oil pressure thing. I want very good oil pressure when I'm done here. I know that turbo could be, yeah, you could be losing a little bit there, but I'm not necessarily thinking it's turbo. Kind of forgot about the gear or the hydraulic. So you can bolt on a hydraulic after deal on there. And I kind of forgot that it's got the gear on the back. I don't know if you saw me fumbling with the front plate or not, but I'm like, what the heck is it hitting on? Yeah, it's got the gear on the back. I could probably put that back in without the gear on it, but we'll put it on the way it is. What else can I say? Actually, it wasn't a whole lot of big surprises. I was kind of hoping for some bigger surprises. Yeah. Well, we'll see if I did a little better on my timing deal here. All I've got left for the night is just to clean up a little bit. I need to get some floor dry down underneath this block, and it's going to drip out just a little bit yet. But with that, hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know if I'm glad or sad or whatnot. I still think I'm going to put I think I'm going to put some more money in than some people would. I do not like unmatched rods, just off the get-go. But other than the rods, I'm not seeing a whole lot that's crazy. Although I might look and see if I can find a high volume oil pump, because, well, I don't know, we'll see. I got to take this apart and see what this is or isn't. But I'm not finding a good reason for low oil pressure. Figured out why it rattle stopped, and that makes a lot of sense. The valve come apart, and yeah, this actually might not be such a bad deal. I'm still going to have a lot of work on this rig, but yeah, it is. It's about time for me to go home. So, well, with that, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll catch you on the next one.